Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're seeing this. So I have got some charms I need to get sorted out, and so I figured we could just chat while I do that, because I was just realizing something and I just wanted to share this with you. So I got to this place where I just realized that, like, I can't do this anymore. Not this, but also this at the same time. Like, I can't do this anymore. And so what I'm saying is, I realized that, when I started this channel, it was 0 to 7 figures, and I was talking about building my business from, $0, actually in the negative, to 7 figures. And at the time, I didn't have the stationery side of my business, my company, Whole and Holy. I just had the community, the coaching, things like that. And then the stationery side of the business started in February of 2026 this year. So I wasn't doing all this when I started. And when I first started the channel, I had said in the beginning that I was not going to really be editing much or doing anything like that because, like, I just don't have the time to. We're trying to run the business. And I said that, I think it was one of my first walking videos when I kind of introduced the channel. And I had said that at that time. And then what I found and what I ended up doing is I found myself now starting to try to do these like studio vlogs and things once I started the stationery side of the business. And I was doing that because I was like, oh, I see that's what other people are doing, and not comparison, in the negative sense, but just seeing what other people are doing, what's successful for them. And so thinking like, oh, well, then maybe this is what I need to do too, right? To be successful with getting this content out there. And by the way, and even as someone who's like allowed the Lord to lead you, I still fell into that. Right. And so I'm trying to do all this certain type of short form content, changing up the content I was doing here on YouTube, trying to do studio vlogs and things like that. When, the Lord never told me I had to do that. The Lord never said, this is the way for you to do it. But because I saw that's what other people were doing, I was like, oh, well, that's what I need to do too. And that's really something that a lot of us can fall into, these traps of conforming to the world and doing things the world's way. And it doesn't mean that there's not value in what they're doing, because it is working. And I'm not saying that anything they're doing is inherently bad, but it's just because I fell into that trap, I found myself getting to this place of, I wasn't burnt out, but just not enjoying what I was doing. And not that we're going to enjoy everything the Lord calls us to do, but I was like, I didn't want to do it. Like, I didn't like it. And not that I didn't like the business, but putting out the content. Like, I have videos that I recorded of me doing different things in the business way back in May, and I was just dreading editing it. I kept procrastinating, putting it off, because I just did not want to sit down and edit those things. Because when you're doing studio vlogs, you're taking all this footage and then chopping it down, adding the music or whatever, trying to make it semi aesthetic, because it's not aesthetic. Like, you see the scratch from the wall here from my chair. But anyway, it was never aesthetic, not over here on this channel. But you know what I'm saying, like trying to make it look somewhat entertaining. And I got to this place where I was pretty much like, I'm not going to focus on YouTube content anymore. And I really had to sit down and process, and really what it was, because I actually like social media. I like creating video content as well, but I had put this unnecessary pressure on myself to try to do it this certain way, instead of allowing just the Lord to lead me and the way He designed me and created me to show up. And the thing is, like, this is what it's gonna be like from now on. Like, it's not gonna be studio vlogs. Like, we're gonna have studio conversations. We're gonna have like these more chatty vlogs, just kind of while I'm doing something and just kind of giving you updates about the business, because that's just what I need it to be in this season. When I get to the point that I can actually hire someone to edit videos for me, that's when I'll do studio vlogs, because I love those type of videos, right? But I just don't have the bandwidth to do it. And what it was also causing me to do is to not show up in the community as well, which is like the primary thing the Lord has for me to do. It's always been about getting women into this community. And then side note, so one thing the Lord did with that is He told me in May to make it free. And so I don't really do coaching so much in there anymore, but instead of it being a business, it is now more ministry focused. And so that's something he changed. And so by me having that more ministry focused and free, that now means that the collection side of the business is where the business is and the money is generated, other than, you know, if people give to support things like that. And so what I was finding is that I'm not doing my part trying to build this side of things, the collection side of things, because of that pressure, trying to do studio vlogs and things like that. And it was also affecting me showing up in the community as well, because like I just was mentally drained. Procrastination is mentally draining, just saying, in case you didn't know. So what I'm doing, by the way, so I got this from Amazon to organize these charms. And so I opened up a charm studio in Holy Collections. That was something I just recently released, like in the last 1 or 2 weeks. And so what it is, so first off, there's some pre-made binder charms, so you can create your own binder charm, or, you know, binder like paper clips as well. And so they are charms, and then you can kind of pick and choose your charms, and then I attach each of the charms to a lobster clasp, and then you kind of pick your base. And so you can create your own binder charm or paper clip, and then you can change them and swap them out, because the charms do come on. Here, I'll show you. So like for instance, you can pick like your color tassel, and then it comes on this lobster claw. If I can get it to focus, not on my fingers. So it comes on the little lobster claw clasp. Why can I not get my fingers out of the way? So, all right, let me hold it this way. All right, so it comes on the little clasp there, right? So that you can attach it, switch it up, however you want to do that. Did that focus? There we go. You can kind of see. Sorry, my big fingers are in the way. And so that way you can like switch them up, attach them. You can change things out, change up colors, like however you want to do it for the seasons. Like I have my initial cross, and then there's a word on there. So you can do stuff like that. So you can create binder charms or paper clips and switch things up. And like I said, I just started a couple weeks ago, so I'm still building out the charm collection. And of course they are mainly scripture inspired. Mainly, there's some fun ones, like some fun bread ones there as well, that you'll see, like a waffle, which literally has nothing to do with the word. We can make it sound scriptural. I can do that in a minute, but but there are just some fun pieces in there. But then I also have some pre-designed charms as well. Let me put this back on so I can show you, because this actually came off one of the pre-designed. And so with the pre-designed charms, they're already made for you. And of course you can still add some of the interchangeable pieces to it as well to customize it even more to your liking. But these come pre-made, and so they don't have the lobster claw clasp. I'm just taking them out so I can show you. So these are all scripture inspired. And so the first one that I designed and came out with was the Armor of God binder charm. So this has like the charms that are representative of the different pieces of armor, like the belt of truth, and then you have the breastplate of righteousness, the sandals with the feet for the preparation of the gospel of peace, you have the shield of faith, and there is the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit. If you go on the website, obviously you can see them better, but you also get to pick like what color rhinestone and what color tassel you want. So there's that whole armor of God from Ephesians 6. And then there's also this one is, you know, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. And so you have all these cute like little different types of bread. And then at the bottom, there is the Holy Bible, a charm that represents the Bible. And I love that little cute muffin, but there's a croissant, some egg toast, there's another croissant, a chocolate croissant, there's some bread with, I don't know if that's supposed to be jam or Nutella or something there, but that one's just really cute. So that one has the bread, and then obviously the Bible, our bread of life. And then this one is based on the miraculous catch. And so you have all these cute little fish. There's a bunch of different fish hanging on that one as if they just got caught on your binder charm. So that one's, you know, Luke 5, the miraculous catch for that one. And then this last one is based off of the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. And so you have like loaves of bread. There's 5 obviously on there. And then you also have like 2 little fish that are on there as well. And so that is the 5 loaves and 2 fish binder charm. And so, yeah, so you have those pre-made ones. And then the other ones, like I said, you get to create your own. Like there's different words, there's some crosses in the Bible, There are also rhinestones and tassels. And so anyway, and initials. So that's what I'm organizing in here. So yeah, so I had just realized, like, I just started doing things that weren't necessarily what the Lord told me to do. Just trying to, like, keep up with the Joneses, like they say. I don't know if y'all know that saying, or, maybe I just dated myself. But anyway, just trying to keep up with other people that I didn't need to, because that's not what the Lord told me to do. And it's so important for us to make sure that we're doing what it is He's called us to do. Like, that's how you stay in peace. That's how you avoid burnout and things like that, when you are focused on, well, Lord, what are you calling me to do, and what do you say that I should be doing? Ooh, that's perfect for 6. So yeah, so that's what I just really wanted to come on here and share. I didn't really get much of anything done yet, but that's what I wanted to come on here and share, and just let you know, like, I will be more consistent going forward, because it's pretty much just going to be stuff like this. Like, I'll just chat with you, let you know, like, what's going on in the business while I'm taking care of some business task that needs to get done. Because that's another thing too, when you're trying to record things you're doing for the business, it makes it take way longer. And when you're a one person business, like, it already takes a long time to get stuff done. And then trying to, record and do additional things, which, obviously you don't have to. You don't have to record. Nobody said you have to. But like I said, I actually like it. It just makes things take that much longer when it's time to get something done. But yeah, so where's the rest of my armor of God charms? Because that was 4 and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 more. So yeah, so that's what it's going to look like going forward from here. These are going to be pretty much what the vlogs are like. Like I said, they're not going to be vlogs as much as they are conversations. They'll be more conversations where we're chatting and talking. So yeah, I hope you stick around and just see what God is doing in Whole and Holy Collections, and also just in Whole and Holy in general, because that is the business. And by the way, for those of you that are new here, my name is Malaika. I'm the owner of Whole and Holy, and Whole and Holy has multiple branches. There's the community, which is Whole and Holy Girls Club. It started as a community of Christian women on a weight loss journey and learning to allow the Lord to lead them, understanding the spiritual and soul side of their weight loss journey. And it is still primarily that, but God is actually shifting that to where it will just be more of a discipleship community for women in general, to understand what it means to be whole and holy in all areas of life, not just in their weight loss and health and honoring God's temple. And then there's the collection side of the business, which is the stationery. And so those are the 2 branches. There will be more branches to come. But yeah, that's what we're doing over here on Whole and Holy Collections. I hope you're along for the journey, for the ride, and yeah, I can't wait to share more and share what God's doing, and more consistently, because I don't feel the pressure to do all the things in my blog. All right, so you have a blessed day. Keep moving forward in what it is that God has given you to do. Make sure you're being obedient to Him. You don't have to do everything the way the world is telling you to do it. Seek Him first. Get your instructions from Him. He is like omniscient, right? He is the one that knows everything. So who best to get your instructions from than Him? He also knows the end from the beginning, right? So who best to get your instructions from? It says that there's a path that we think is right, but the end is destruction, and we're to lean not on our own understanding, but to Him. We're to allow Him to direct our paths, to lead our way. And so that's what we want to do, even in our businesses that He has called us to. And if He's called you to it, He's going to show you the way to be prosperous, to be successful, because all of that is going to give Him glory. So all that to say, make sure you're spending time with Him, allowing Him to lead you. Let Him be people like to call Him the CEO, which He is, but I also like to look at Him as the COO, the Chief Operating Officer, because He's the one that is going to understand the operations of the business best, and so He's the one that can lead best. All right, so anyway, I pray you have an amazing day, and I will see you soon.